So if you have a Gotway RS or a Gotway MSP high speed, I have to say to you guys that the V12 make me never use or almost never use my Gotway or Bigot MSP high speed. What is the reasons behind? If you want to know everything about it, stay tuned until the end of the video. Hi everyone, Marcus here from MADpack, and if you love EUCs, PVs and everything that have an E of electricity, this is the place for you. And today we are going to talk about two wheels that I simply love it, my Inmotion V12 and my Gotway MSP high speed with the C30 motor. Since I received this wheel, I have to say to you guys that every time that you use the V12, you love it more and more and more. And you will understand, I'll do more videos about it and why I think that the V12 is the most advanced wheel that you have on this moment on the market. But why, since I have the V12, I basically never ride the MSP, and which parts I prefer on my MSP compared to my V12, and you will understand in a second. So the big reasons why I always loved my MSP was one big reason. The speed that I can take out of this wheel, it was completely insane, completely bananas. But when you put power pads, it gets even better. And are definitely having better pedals like you have here, the Bigot pedals that I've done also review, and the Clark pads definitely makes this wheel much better. And the Clark pads are simply amazing to jump because they are much harder than, for example, the Grisella. And if you don't have seen, I've done a video where I explain why the Grisella pads are my favorite pads on the market. The front light, it's okay, it blinds quite a lot of persons in the front, but when we talk about the front light on the V12, it's a much better front light. It's not as bright as this one, but this one basically just points in front of you and doesn't show you what is really happening on the sides. When you go to the V12, you have that, but I would like to see a little bit more power in here. Another thing that I said on my review of the MSP is that this wheel doesn't show me how much battery I have. I can see obviously here on the back, but when you are riding, you can't really just stop the fun and look how much battery you have. And the Gotway have one thing is that the batteries, they drop quite fast after the first part of your battery. So until you reach 80%, it takes a while, but after that you can see that it drops quite fast. Here you have 1,800 watt hours, here you have 1,700 watt hours, but I have to say to you guys that I think that the battery management that you have on this wheel better than on this one, because when I finish to ride and I come home, I normally have around 83 or 86% of battery, and this one normally I'll always have around 67, 68. So definitely I can't take more range. I believe I never really test the range on this one, but definitely I believe for this big reason I can take more from the V12. And also, when you can't ride anymore, you have a mode that you can unlock and even ride a little bit longer. So just to point it out. But one of the big reasons why the MSP always annoyed me is the build construction. Besides that, when we talk about the handle, is exactly the same place that you have on your RS. And the worst is that your motherboard is on the bottom. So when it starts raining, the water goes in. I don't know if you can see from there, but I have a lot of tape covering the top of the handle. So when it rains, the water will not go inside my MSP. So in other words, I never use the handle on the MSP. Not the best. But now you think, or you ask yourself, this is an 18-inch wheel, this is a 16-inch wheel. Which one is more balanced and which one I have less wobbles? And once again, it's the Inmotion V12. If you have the power pad set it up properly and the settings on your V12 set it up properly, I don't think that you are going to have any problems. Obviously, if you use the pedals on the lower position on your V12, you are going to have more wobbles because this wheel becomes much more nimble. So it's an amazing wheel if you are going to compete and you want to curve really fast. This wheel, it's amazing. And now when I go back and forward from my V12 to my MSP, I thought that was easy to curve with this one. But now when you go to this one, is crazy, man. Obviously, I have my curving pads on the top, so that helps a lot. Okay, that I can't have in here. Maybe I can try one day to put the Grisella here and see if I have better leverage to use and to curve with the MSP. But this wheel, wants to be more straight, okay? It wants to go fast, and when you want to brake, you can have quite a bit of wobbles with this one. So it takes you a little bit longer to stop the wobbles in this compared to the V12. When we talk about kilometers, I have almost 2,000 kilometers on the V12 between this one and the prototype. I manage this wheel really, really well. This one, I don't really know how many miles I have, but because of the issues with the weather sealing, the waterproofing, I don't use it as much as I would like, because also I can't use my handle when I need to cover because of this weather that I expect that it will start raining in a bit. Also, when we talk about speakers, these speakers are much better than on the MSP. The MSP just comes sound from one of the sides of your wheel. This comes from the front and back. Also, I can hear much better this beeping when I reach the top speed. And when we talk about top speed, I reach 42 miles per hour on this one, and I feel much more comfortable than on this one. And it's strange because it's an 18-inch wheel and this is a 16-inch wheel, but the V12 is so balanced that I trust it a lot. And since I saw my good friend Gotway reaching 71 kilometers per hour, so 44.6 miles per hour, I thought, okay, I can push a little bit more, because if you can go at that speed, I can go a little bit faster. So that's why I reached 42 miles per hour on this one, so 67 kilometers per hour if you are in Europe. But build construction is nothing comparable. When I basically hit with this wheel on the floor one time, the handle I have to disassemble because it was not in the proper place. This wheel, I have already a crash with a friend of mine that hit me behind with the Propel Endeavour S. If you don't have seen that skateboard, it's simply crazy with suspension, the four wheels. Definitely see that video. I don't have any marks anywhere. And that is also the reason of the Grazilla pads, because they also have reduced the impact on the floor. So do I think that the Inmotion V12 is a killer of the MSP? And I have to say to you guys that yes, I also think that Big Odd, it's basically shifting, and we'll talk maybe in that in another video. But I think it's shifting from the MSP RS, also Monster, that definitely was one of the most annoying wheels that I tried, and maybe I'll do a video about it. But I think they are shifting, and they are starting to understand that they need to build something more robust, more well built, like it happens at Inmotion. If you have any questions about these two wheels, feel free to leave in the comments below. My name is Marco, this is MADpack. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment below, smash the thumbs up, do whatever you want, but always with a smile on your face. And I hope to see you in the next one.